So one of the things that I've been really enjoying doing lately is reverse engineering brands that are either successful or figuring out where they can be optimized. And this is probably just going to be a weekly series that I do now where I just lay a brand out and figure out what they're doing really well, what they can improve on, why they work, why they don't work, etc. So today is all about a brand that I came across in a very specific niche that is doing some good numbers, I think. I don't actually know, I don't work with them. They're not a brand that I'm affiliated with, but these are just my observations from afar. These are my suggestions on how I would kind of improve the brand. And I think it's really valuable to lay these out and figure out where the opportunities are to make improvements that can have incredible effects on a business long term. A business of this size, I don't think you need to get really complicated and make wholesale changes, but what I do think is really important is doing the simple things really well and making sure that they're ticked off. So shouldn't be a very long video, but I think the valuable information and the key points and takeaways are going to be replicatable across any business, any niche, any size, because they are just the fundamentals and they are the basics that they need to get right. All right, so we're going to cover 3 different areas there in this little presentation. So pretty much their ads, their landing pages, and then just some post-purchase and some checkout stuff, some optimization stuff. So the brand is called Skull Beard. They are actually based in my hometown, Adelaide, South Australia, and they sell bearded product, or like products for guys with beards. Obviously not for me, but anyway, they're doing some really good things. And they've scaled quite quickly. They've got like 70,000 customers. Their comments are all leaving raving reviews, thousands of 5-star reviews. But from what I noticed, there's some really easy things that they could optimize and make sure that they can tick off and kind of scale the business even further. So what I've kind of done is just lay out what kind of content they're running first of all. So they've got UGC user reviews, they've got static images with benefits, static images with offers, customer proof, customer reviews with social proof, UGCs and community and word of mouth. So they're doing like the viral ones where you go out in public and give someone a product or a sample to try. They go and find other guys with beards and compliment them, or guys that are trying to grow beards, being like, "Hey brother, like try this out if you're trying to grow a beard," or "Hey brother, love your beard. Like try this out. Let us know what you think." That builds a lot of community. It builds a lot of virality in their social media as well. So I love that. Static images of happy customers with social proof. The how it's made, kind of behind the scenes content is really, really important, really visually pleasing. This kind of butter that they're using is really cool to look at. If they did more of this stuff, I think that would go crazy as well. And then they're using an authority figure of how to use the product, showing you how to use it. This guy knows what he's doing, he's got a great beard, all of these things that you want to see from a brand perspective. Now, what I've done is I've got like yellow arrows, green arrows, and red arrows. The main issues are that the yellow arrows they could be acceptable, but the red arrows are a big no-no, because what they're doing is driving traffic to the wrong spot. They're driving a lot of their traffic to their homepage, which we'll get to in a minute, but it's a very overwhelming design and it's very confusing and very taxing on the eyes. So some easy optimizations there is just the number one lesson. First of all, is just to talk about where you're driving your traffic to. Like, you do not want to drive to a homepage unless you have a very specific reason. You want to push your customers to where they can purchase, and it's not the homepage traditionally. It's going to be a product page. It's going to be a landing page where you can inform them more, educate them more before you get them to purchase. The yellow ones are a bit more iffy. They can work, they can't. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. I wouldn't run it like this if I was trying to optimize this brand. If I was working with them and trying to help them scale and become more efficient, more profitable, I would not be running to these pages. For example, they've got the buy one get free, but then they're running it to an offer page with different buy one get one free offers. They need to just pick one offer and push that, in my opinion. Another one is the customer reviews and the social proof is pushing to a product that they are not actually talking about in the ads. Here's a really good example where this guy's holding the canister of the butter or the balm or something, and then they're pushing them to the cologne page. So you're trying to sell one product in your ad, in your front-facing marketing and then you're pushing them to a completely different product page, it just creates a disconnect, and it's not an ideal way to interact with your customers. So they're the kind of first things that I noticed in terms of how I would essentially make some easy, simple changes to optimize their flow. The other thing I wanted to talk about really quickly is their variety of ads. They do have a really big variety of ads. They're really, I guess, low quality, but I think that speaks to the brand. Like, it's a bit more messy, it's a bit more, blokey, guy-y. They clearly know who they're trying to target, and that's absolutely fine. You don't need polished ads. You don't need high quality, high spend, high production ads, but you need to speak to your customers on a basic level. When they do that really well, what I would like to see them do is probably just clear up their messaging a little bit. So clear products and call outs with their use cases. For me, someone without a beard, whether I had a beard or not, I struggled to understand what each product did. They had butter, they had oil, they had balm. So it's quite confusing for me to know what to actually use. So if they could have someone with a really nice beard and it was like, use the butter to look like this, then I would go, okay, the butter gives that look, and then the clay is the same thing and the oil is the same thing. It just educates people that don't know about their products, which I would suspect are a lot more people than there is out there that do use their products. So you want to appeal to the masses is kind of what I'm getting to say. Simplify your messaging, simplify your marketing, appeal to the masses, and then your customers will come. This is from a competitor that I found. Again, talking about what I just spoke about, beard butter versus beard balm. There was no education pieces that I kind of was able to find. And so for me, I felt uninformed. I didn't feel like I was able to purchase because I wasn't really sure what I should be purchasing. I saw somewhere they had heaps and heaps of customers, 70,000 I think. They've got so many 5-star reviews. They don't really leverage it enough. This brand here does it really, really well. Like, they're building on their community. This brand, Skull Beard, could do that as well quite easily. So that would also be a really good option. Rex, come here. The other one that I wanted to talk about is female creators. So they're a male product. They're advertising to males. They're trying to get males to use their products. But a lot of these guys are husbands of someone, boyfriends of someone, going on first dates with someone. So they really need to start to think about who they're trying to. Hello, sit down, sit. They really need to think about who they're trying to target, which is obviously guys. But what is the psychological benefit of them feeling good, of having a nice smelling beard? What is the outcome of that? Who are they trying to impress? I would say most of the time it's females. They want to feel good about themselves, but also they want to impress their female counterparts. So True Classic are probably the best at this. This is a True Classic ad. They use so many females to sell their guys' products because it works. The guys are trying to impress other girls. They trust the female opinion. They trust that they say it smells better, it looks sexier, whatever it may be. That's a really big opportunity, I think, for this brand to leverage that, using the opposite sex or using the opposite use case. So figuring out who wouldn't use their product, but if you can put them into a position of authority and suggest that your target customer uses your product, it's going to scale like crazy. Quickly, the other two comparisons, before and afters, they don't have any of that really important. I think they should. Super simple to recreate, super simple to talk about. The step process, again, they had these kits and processes. I didn't really understand what each thing did or what each product did. So just simplifying it, step it out, make sure that this is the kit to do X, Y, Z, this is the product to do X, Y, Z. And then they support veterans and they have really great social causes, so they should leverage that. Not in a bad way, not in an exploitation way, but they really should talk about the fact that they help veterans and they have really great social causes, because that's just going to build more strength in their branding and more strength in their ability to scale. Moving on. I just wanted to talk quickly about what their homepage look like. So they are currently driving a lot of their traffic to their homepage. From a design perspective, it's very busy, it's very overwhelming, it's very hard to distinguish where I should be clicking, what I should be clicking on. just some basic simple things. A headline that is really imposing and hard to distinguish on, a main menu that kind of infringes on the hero image, the black and white background, and then the shop now button. All of this is just very, very unclear on what I should be clicking on, what I should be looking at. So figuring out, or not even figuring out, just using contrasting colors and having clear sections of where you should be clicking, where you should be scrolling, what you should be reading is really important. We want to make things as simple as possible for our customers. If I was outside, if I was in a light, sunny situation, if my phone screen wasn't working that well, this background, this black on black with the white is very hard to read, even for someone like me with great eyes. So if they're targeting older customers, if they're targeting guys that aren't as tech savvy, that are working outside, all these kinds of things, it's a lot harder to actually understand where they're meant to click and what they're meant to see. So simple things like that. No call to action button on their home pages for their products. Again, you just want to be intuitive as possible. Make sure it's as clear as possible where they should be clicking. It might be someone's first time shopping online and they don't know that you can click on the photo to click through to the next page. Not everyone understands how to use a phone as well as you do as a business owner, or they understand how to use your website that well. I've circled the shop now button, shop all button, again, really hard to see. And then this is the product page. Same things, very infringing, different sized photos, videos, whatever it is. It just adds a lot of unnecessary layers and paddings. Choose from 23 fragrances. I don't think that's necessary because you can talk about it in your messaging and you can talk about it in other places. I don't think as a product title it's very necessary. And I don't know how much of an effect that would have on their SEO as well. What I did is kind of just play out how, as it's very simple, I'm not the best designer, but I just did this, just put it into Figma and kind of played around with it a little bit, how I would just clean it up. I haven't made any wholesale design changes. I haven't made any major changes, but this is kind of what I would do to make their website simpler and make it easier to understand and flow. I would reduce a lot of the clutter up here, just simplify it. I don't need all this text. I don't need all this text up here. I don't need the shop now button because I've got it all underlined so people know to click on it. I've made sure I've got new images and resized them all so that they are all uniform. I've removed the 23 fragrances. I've pulled everything up. And then what I've actually done is they're offering buy two, get one free. But from my perspective, if I wanted to try 2 different oils, I've got 23 of them. Do I really want 3 of the same then? I don't know if I'm a new customer, if I'm a returning customer. It's really important to give people a choice, I think, because then they can make an informed decision. The free gift is whatever they kind of choose at the start. That's a given. You shouldn't really be able to choose your free gift. That's not the point of it. It's more to get them to purchase the 2 products. So if we can give them the option to choose their 2 products, then that's going to be more beneficial. They're going to be happier. They're not going to click back and try and find a different answer, or they're not going to have to email you and say, hey, I ordered these 3, but I actually wanted these 2 or 3 in a combination. So by making those small changes, I was able to bring a lot of this stuff up, bring the add to cart up above the fold. Always great if you can get it up as high as possible for people to click out quicker compared to the add to cart all the way down here. The last thing that I kind of wanted to talk about was at their checkout. I love the fact that they've gamified it. I think that's a great way to get people to purchase more. But then there was 2 things that I noticed and where I would probably make some optimizations is, one, I would add something closer to the $60 in a dynamic product feed that will get them to the free shipping, or 2 things. I add these 2 things to get free shipping, add this 1 kit to get free shipping. And the second thing is, if they're trying to sell these buy 2, get 1 free, then I would actually add these products back into the cart here and be like, hey, add 1 more and you're going to get another one for free. The chances of someone actually being like, okay, I'm actually going to do that are really, I think, higher than getting them to add something else that they may or may not want. So from that perspective, with this specific product, I would really start to leverage that and push that a little bit more. this is kind of where I just pulled up stumps. I didn't want to spend too much time on it, but again, that's the cart part of it, and then I added it to cart. I didn't check out. I don't have a beard. I don't really want to buy the product, but I thought that from a abandoned cart perspective, they probably didn't email me enough. So they sent me one email. They only sent the one. There was no other offers that they sent me after that, and that was 24 to 48 hours after. So probably need a couple more offers in there just to get people to purchase. And yeah, these are all things that I would just make from a come here. These are all changes that I would make from a, I guess, optimization perspective. I wouldn't make wholesale changes. I wouldn't come in and build this super complicated flow or do things that are unnecessary. They're doing some good things already. They just need to kind of optimize and amplify what they're already doing and building on that to kind of get to the new heights of revenue and new scale. So yeah, again, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. If you agree with the changes, if you would make your own changes yourself, and that's it.